Celtic field a very strong side and make 3 changes from the starting lineup, which eventually thrashed St Mirren. Snow, Hartley and Riordan return to the bench, and in come Nakamura, Donati and Aidan McGeady in Celtic's last match before the Champions League. Inverness show 3 changes from the side which went down heavily at home to Dundee United in the last match. Barry Wilson, a sub in that game, starts today. Dennis Wyness comes in up front, and Phil Maguire is in the defensive lineup. And there's the man who played a majestic game, you could say, in Paris the other night, and now I'm sure willing to put the same kind of conviction into this Premier League game. Ryan Monroe, one of the mainstays of this side, and he'll be up against it today, I would imagine. Referee today, Craig Thompson. Now, on the face of it, you might expect this to be one of Celtic's easier games of the season, given the fact that Inverness have yet to pick up a single point. And you might imagine as well that a deluge of goals will follow, but there is a qualifying factor to all of this. I think a win will certainly be well accepted by Celtic in itself, regardless of the goals. Yes, they want to tally up as much as they can, but they have that important Champions League game in 3 days' time. I go out with them tomorrow to the Ukraine, and I think they might just hold a little bit in reserve for fear of injury or something like that. Gary Caldwell would be an important part of this Celtic squad, I think, in the European campaign. As Wilson laid it out. Swept away by Brown. You wonder just how long Scott Brown will last in this match. I mean, he pounded himself into the turf in the Parc des Princes the other night, and quite understandable if he finds the going pretty heavy towards the end of this game. Inverness, of course, new manager. Well, a retread, I suppose you could call it. Craig Brewster back in the managerial seat. One wonders at the age of 40 if he'll start picking himself again. It depends on how Inverness perform, of course. They're desperate to stay in this division. Like all the other provincial clubs, it means a lot to them financially. Well, Michael Fraser didn't do the best for that. Here's Nakamura, seemed to jump over it. Always liked Barry Wilson, aggressive player, very good. Way by McManus, simply and effectively. Well, you wonder what the lineup will be for Europe. You can have a look at that team at the moment. It will be pretty close to it, I think. Aidan McGeady played in the Republic of Ireland match against the Czech Republic. I thought with a man down, they were very unfortunate. McGeady played out of his skin as well. That's a decent effort. And Boric getting down to the Dennis Wyness getting the first shot of the game for either side. McGeady. Brown spreads it out. Nakamura taking it wide. Deciding to go for it himself. Flag was up, I think, offside against Vinegar of Hesselink. Nice, sweet move by Celtic all the same, emanating from Scott Brown in midfield. Just for a moment I thought a hand was going to be used there. Got his arm out of the way very quickly. Swept forward by Wilson. Well, watching that Inverness game against Dundee United, I mean, the defensive errors were horrendous and they suffered eventually. Can't do that at Parkhead, or the deluge will follow. There's Caldwell. Wilson trying to get it to Scott McDonald. Put neatly away by Grant Monroe. As I said about Monroe, he is a reliable player. Very good in the air. Will come up for the corner kicks. Nakamura. They touched away. Black. Now Wilson playing very deep. Wilson there. Just a little jiggle of the hips there got him away from Scott Brown. Harvey attacked by Naylor. McGeady on the outside. Donati. Beautiful play by McGeady. Gives you the impression he's in the mood today. That had to be taken because Scott McDonald was lying just at the back there. He would have popped it in the back of the net. Donati again. And I think that's going to be the pattern for the rest of the afternoon. Constant Celtic attacking like that. That ball driven across there, as I said. Had they not made contact, Scott McDonald was there to put it in. There's McDonald. Brown lying deep. Wilson. Nice little dummy by McDonald, but Vinegar of Hesselink was too far away from him. Thought there was somebody very close for that. A little bit of hesitation. But appealing, I think, for hands. Certainly wasn't there as Nakamura tries. A little bit of curl in that. You could see right away what he had in mind, aiming for the goalkeeper's top right-hand corner. Here it comes. Scooping it too high, though. And, of course, he's the chief exponent of curling a ball in. Adjusted down by the new player Nikolai. Backed up by Tokali. That's a decent ball and they'll get the corner kick. That was a very good move, in fact, by Inverness. Long diagonal play which cut out the Celtic defence on this right-hand side. Wilson covering up quickly though, retrieving that. Corner kick. Near post one, Tokali was in for it. Well, that's a great effort. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a miss. As that ball came across there, he looked around, and Wyness ought to have done a lot better than that. Going to get a Hesselink in the challenge. Here's McGeady. Given away. Neat play again by Inverness. Donati couldn't get in the challenge. Here's Wilson. Donati did that very coolly. Not only an interception, he could lay it off as well. Here's McGiddy. A little bit too far in front of McGiddy there. There's a run forward. Never going to get that though. Totally complaining that it was Inverness ball. McDonald just simply pops it out again. Referee said it's the other way. Scott McDonald full of running. Be interesting to see him playing at Champions League level. Got there by Winus. Wilson watching it very closely, did the right thing. Wanted should come well out of his goal for that. Good understanding. Wilson with that ball right through to Scott McDonald. That could have gone the other way. Very, very narrow. Watch him coming around the back. Yeah, from that shot you can't really tell. I thought it was very, very close. Donati. Played well by Don Cowie. Tokely in with it. Headed down there by Black to Nikolai. That's good play by Inverness. And again, Wilson. Brown went with them. Here's Weiner, so they overdid it, and Donati has fouled free kick. And having pulled Inverness forward, that could have been a vital breakaway for Celtic. As I said, McGiddy looks in the mood today. Black didn't have any support. There was nobody down the left. Barry Wilson, as he has been, is coming from deeper positions. Wasn't really pushing forward for that. Brown himself has been lying a bit deeper for Celtic as well. Maybe conserving his energies. There's McDonald. Neat little ball down there. Wrong side of McGiddy that. He will get it though. That's a decent ball in there, the goalkeeper. No offside. I think the Inverness defence thought it was McGiddy, and McDonald can only watch that. Really, Celtic spurning these chances here. Neatly flicked forward there, no offside, good run forward there by Vinegar of Hesselink. Cancelled out by good goalkeeping, putting the big Dutchman off there. Well, Gordon Strachan, like the modern managers, like his counterpart Walter Smith, has to add up the two things. The domestic scene and the European one now, it's a big, big strain on resources and on tactical planning. Too much luck in the ball there by Celtic. Here's Wilson. That's a decent ball and it's offside. Nikolai had taken up a very good position there. And you have to hand it to Inverness. They haven't come just simply to sit back. They have been picking up in midfield. Good passing, and sending in balls like that. Again, it was an narrow one. Nikolai had crept away from the other defenders. Nobody fast enough for that. Donati. It's a decent ball forward there to McDonald, and he can hold on to it. Likes to run to a corner. Did get it in well. Nakamura. There's Brown with it, it's in! Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink opens the scoring. I don't think he really meant it. And I think the smile on his face reveals that. But he was there, that's the point. Excellent spade work there by McDonald, and then a shot that was going wide, and he popped in. Well, let's have a look at him again. Did he know where that was going? Slide across to Brown, and he just nudged it. Yeah, we'll give him credit for that. 1-0 Celtic after 15 minutes. Nicely on by Vennegoor of Hesselink. Goes wide. Now they had, up till then, Inverness had the best chance of the game. Missed by Wyness, front of an empty goal. Wyness again. Not hard enough going for that ball. Here's McGideon. Donati making a run on his left. McDonald. Too much in that by McGideon. In fact, the Dutch striker had run out of position, not anticipating that ball coming forward to him. Free kick. Brown also took one on the knee. Obviously quite painful. He might need attention as well, but he might run it off. No, he seems to be okay. Easy one for Naylor. McGeady, always an exciting player to watch. Not at all inhibited about picking up a ball and making long, deep runs. You've got to have ability to do that, of course, not just confidence. I really don't think Inverness will change the game plan. They want to take the game to Celtic. I think managers have developed the idea here that if you just sit back, good recovery by Naylor, if you just sit back and let Celtic come at you, they'll run all over you. A beautiful play there by McDonald. He'll try the shot. He engineered that in midfield. Delicate little touch to set it up. And Nakamura laying it back. Yes, I think the presence of Tokely put him off. Not a bad start for that man. And of course, Gordon Strachan, his side are in the lead. And when you come to Celtic Park to play here, you count the number of chances that you get in a game on the one hand. You've got to make them count. Inverness, I think, may now suffer. Nakamura lying wide. Wilson giving support. Here's Naylor. Played by Grant Monroe. Pushed out of the way by Brown, their free kick. That was Marius Nicolai, new Romanian player. Well developed there by Nakamura defensively. Grant Monroe down. Tokely just kept his eye on the ball. Good anticipation by Wilson. It's Inverness's throw. Winers. Donati, will he get to it again? He doesn't. Nicolai. Now Brown. Celtic playing confidently, economically, nobody really breaking any great sweat at the moment, but they're keeping possession. Look at the support this man Naylor gives, and he's got to be better than that. One of the features of Celtic's play in the Champions League last year was this man's left foot. And the immaculate crosses he delivered from that side of the field. It was a potent weapon for Celtic. Done there by Caldwell. Forward by Brown. McGinney almost came off for him. Nicolai looks a useful player, Nicolai. Quite a skillful player. Not like this man though. Thought it was a little nudge there by McDonald. Celtic at the throw though. Wilson picking up there. Brown tries to get over with a good play by Winers, who'd come back defensively. Black striding forward, gives the ball away though, and that's where they're failing at the moment in Inverness. Pretty good in midfield the way they've kept possession and knocked the ball about. But in the last third, they run out of ideas and the passing hasn't been clinical enough. Here's Wilson. Neatly judged ball there to McDonald. Superb pass by Scott Brown. Now McGinney. Got to get it over! McDonald so close to that. He knew himself all he required was one touch, and that's what he went for. All started by that ball from Scott Brown in midfield, but look at the work this man does there, and there's a touch. Wrong side of the post. Tokely. Nicolai can't get to it. Brown Almost lost the ball again. Kept his head though. Wants that ball back again. There's McDonald. Still digging in. There was a bad pass by McDonald in the first place. But that's sent out. Nikolai now. Winer's going into the middle. Tries to get to that. Good covering up though by Gary Caldwell. That ball swept across there, and watch Caldwell coming in. Anticipated that very well. Tokely getting in a bit of a mess, gets out of it though. Oh, terrible ball by Kai, and he apologises to his mates for that. As I said, a lot of good football from Inverness, but in the final third making a mess of it like that. That has been so typical of them this afternoon. Well, I think he likes the general play, but I think they've got to finish it for him and also do deep breathing exercises, it seems like. By McBain. Yes, right over the top, McBain, free kick. Here's Brown. He might try shot at goal. No, he plays it inside. McGeady tries to get a shot in. It was so congested there. He had McDonald, he could have slipped it forward to him. Laid out. Kai coming in here. There's nobody in the middle to take advantage now. And I think that ball had gone over. It's going to be a corner kick. The referee not playing advantage in any sense. That ball had gone over. Lot of curl in it and just passed. Well, you have to say to yourself, where was the Celtic defence there? Phil Maguire coming in for that. Minus Caldwell filling the gap there. McManus had gone forward. There could have been a gap, but Caldwell stepping in at the right time. A lot of pulling and shoving going on, and the verdict goes to Celtic. Well, Nikolai certainly getting involved in this game. Not at all intimidated. Got away by Maguire. Bad pass by very good at Husseling. Kai. That's a decent ball into Nikolai. He had to go. He really had to make it himself. There wasn't another dark jersey with him for that. Good effort by the Romanian. Difficult ball to take, a long high ball going over your head, killing it, getting control, and then letting fly. McDonald got in the clear, couldn't get his pass away. Nakamura. Maguire tries to go across, so does Wilson. Goal kick now. Just for a moment I thought the referee might have given a free kick for a trip. Here he is for that, but he had played it over. No, I don't think there was much in it. Goal kick. By Nikolai Linus. Curry had played it out. Tokely a little bit slow in the uptake there. That was always going to be sent back to him. It's a poor one. Barry Wilson. Now he can hit them. He really has great control over his shots from this distance. I've seen him scoring from about here, spectacular goals, but he's dealing with one of the best keepers in Europe. Chase on, goalkeeper should get it though. Better go to Hesselink. Lack of control as he went for it. Nikolai Kai, there's a run forward by Barry Wilson. The other Wilson's there though, and I think the boot was up from Barry Wilson. Good anticipation by Celtic's right back there, coming back to it. If Wilson had got his foot to that, that was in the back of the net. That's how vital that interception was. A lot of pushing going on this time by the Dutchman. Free kick. You hear the loud clapping of Ross Tokely there, ensuring that his team keep focused. They need to be. Throw to Celtic. I must say Inverness have played more than tolerably well, even though they're a goal behind. Some of the build-up from midfield has been quite excellent. So it isn't simply a case of backs to the wall with them. They want to play an open game. All credit to them. So Barry Wilson to take. Oh, too many Celtic defenders there. That's a brilliant save. A superb shot by Curry. Well, a few seconds ago I said in a shotted goal they went up against one of the best keepers in Europe. Here is ample evidence. That could have been in the back. Claiming there was a bit of a push there, away by Benedict Hesselink. Still after it, he might just get it. There's Tokely. McDonald was very fast up on that. Yeah, his push there. Free kick. Wilson again looking for support. Winus was pulled down. Oh, he certainly was. I think Coldwell was lucky to get away with that. Here's McGeady. Now Brown lays it out well. Wilson, nice little ball through. McGeady's there. Might want to go for it himself. No problem that time for Michael Fraser in goal. Nice little build-up. I suppose Eddie McGeady might have opted to slip it to somebody else when he picked it up here. He wanted it. Away there by Maguire. Two Celtic players were going down the middle. He had to make contact. Nakamura picking the ball up in these areas again. Donati and very good at Hesselink, got caught up on it. Too many players around him. Nakamura, solid defending that time. Corner kick though. Celtic pressure mounting with 10 minutes of this first half remaining. Oh, they're swerving it. Tokely gets it down. Donati pushing it back. Too many players in there. Good defending by Inverness. Solidly on Maguire now. Offside. Scott McDonald flagged it up as soon as he pounced on that. There's a swept across there. Out comes the Inverness defence. Well, that was very close. Seeing that again, I think Celtic manager wouldn't be too happy with that decision. Here's Winus. Getting too quickly in. That's a free kick. That'll be a booking for Black. I don't think there was anything malicious in it. I think he just was too close to McGeady. Yellow card. Here's Brown. Way to that far post, and that relieves the pressure. Inverness would be glad to see that ball trundling over the line there. Poor ball by Brown. Nobody coming in from the left-hand side. He's worked hard, and as I said right at the start, you wonder how long Gordon Strachan will keep him on. The huge demands on midfield players nowadays, especially the extra surplus effort they put in Paris the other night. Good ball control by McGeady. Lots of skill, quite apart from pace. Kai doing well again. It's good football. Nikolai might just be kept in, and is. Black. Too much in it. Not the best of clearances. Still the pressure on Tokely. Cool play by Tokely. Needs somebody at the back though. Winus. Too many touches on the ball, Winers. High puts it in. Away there by Wilson. It's a very good spell for Inverness. But as I said, they just like that cutting edge. That'll be a free kick. Although that ball could have been laid off, and it wasn't, because Roy McBain was screaming for it. He set it up. He wanted the 1-2 there, and it didn't come off. But they get the free kick. Barry Wilson can be lethal from this distance. Not this time. Annoyed with himself. They really do have to take advantages like this. Oh, he's done a lot better in the past. Well, he's looked at his team today, and I don't think there would be much criticism at half-time over the cup of tea or whatever they take. I think they played some good football. Just about 4 minutes of this half remaining. Here's McGiddy. Nicely played off by McDonald. Donati means business. Can he clip it back? It's in! No, did that touch anybody? Donati from an almost impossible angle. Well, I hope the replay reveals how eventually it went in. It went to the line, a little bit of hop, skip and a jump there. No, that was simply accuracy. Here's another angle of it. Gets to the line, shimmies. And it beats everybody right through the channel. And the Italian scores. Celtic second with just about a couple of minutes of this half left. There will be some, well, hardly any stoppage time, I would imagine. McGiddy again. Yeah, just gently shunted out of the way. Free kick. Couple of minutes left. Down to Brown. Donati was up for it. Certainly made that run right into the middle of the box. McBain, no, never test the goalkeeper that way. Winers, good control, bad in the pass. Here's Brown. Lays it off. McGeady wanted to come in there. Gets it back again. It's very tight, but Brown opens it up. Caldwell. Now Donati, does he want to fire it in himself? Celtic are really looking good now. Deals for offside, doesn't happen. McBain. Harry Wilson, again very deep. Good tackling there by Wilson. Practically on the half-time whistle now. And indeed there it goes. Well, Celtic comfortable, at ease with themselves throughout most of the game, and deservedly leading by 2-0. The opening goal we credit not only with Jan Vennegoor to Hesselink, but the work done here, firstly by McDonald, and then Nakamura, and he just got in the way, which is what strikers are supposed to do. Second goal, well, right along the goal line. Might have been a slight touch by somebody there, but it counted. And one last word, Inverness have come to play football, brought out a magnificent save after Boric, and that's to the credit. Half-time score, Celtic 2, Inverness 0.
Another live football fest kicks off Friday with Bochum v Eintracht Frankfurt.
Sheer class.
Then Saturday, the Barclays Premier League. Fulham take on Man City.
Fabulous finish.
On Sunday, Hibs v Celtic.
What a cracker.
PSV come up against Feyenoord. Then a French double. Rennes v Sochaux and Lyon against Lille. And Bayern Munich are at Karlsruhe. A great weekend of live football on Setanta Sports.
The Deccan South Indian Kitchen brings you the unique flavours and cuisine of southern India. Our chefs have travelled thousands of miles to bring you the treasures of their homeland. We use only the best from our fields, rivers and oceans to give you the experience of our unique dishes, which will transport you to the lush climate of our region. The Deccan South Indian Kitchen brings a little piece of our homeland to yours.
What's going on with St Tampa then?
Setanta, they've now got live Barclays as well as Clydesdale Bank Premier League.
Pricey then, this Sultana.
Setanta, under a tenner a month, no annual contract.
Bit daft naming it after a guitar legend, mind.
It's not Santana, Sultana or Banana. It's Setanta. Setanta.
Cheers, Dickie.
Setanta Sports, $9.99 a month, no annual contract.
Imagine a Scotland without score. Men would have nothing to talk about. With no football to discuss, men are forced to talk to women. Thankfully, this frightening vision can never become a reality. Not while Score is free, inside the Scottish news of the world every Sunday. Your favourite football pull-out with all the action, covering every club, every game, every goal. Thank heavens for Score.
No changes in either side at the start of the second half, and if this half is as entertaining as the first, I think the punters will have had their money's worth. It's been a good game of football. Celtic playing comfortably, competently, well in the lead, and I don't think they're going to be caught. But again, let me emphasise, Inverness have come to Parkhead to try and play some good football, good possession football against Celtic, and that makes for entertainment. Back it goes. Oh, it's a wasted ball this time. The goal kick. Yeah, as I was saying, Far too many teams come to either Celtic Park or Ibrox and simply content to sit back deeply in defence. Well, they're certainly going to defend, that's for sure, but on the other hand, they've been able to transfer from defence to attack Inverness. As I said, brought out a couple of good saves and a magnificent one from Arthur Boric. Way deep by Naylor. And you wonder if there will be changes after about 20-25 minutes. Celtic take an early flight on Sunday. A long flight at that out to the Ukraine. All the travel is very demanding, quite apart from the game they'll have to play, so we've got to keep something in reserve. There's Grant Monroe. I think Monroe and Maguire have defended decently in this match. Very good at Hesselink, got that opening goal. Not the most elegant goal he's ever scored. Nakamura. Nakamura has flitted in and out of the game, as he so often does, but the simple fact of the matter is he doesn't need to be playing 100% all the time. He has these magical moments in which he can really produce. Here's Brown. Got support there from Donati. The other goal scorer. Wonder if Donati was a little bit surprised when that went in. He didn't exactly jump in great elation. Giddy, good control, brilliant control. Taking two players with him. This is Sterling stopping McDonald. Trying to get in there. Weber Black. Nice play by Winus. Donati comes with him. It's a decent ball in. There's a Romanian, and there was nobody coming through the middle to pick up that deflection for Inverness. Once again, an indication of how well they can come forward at times. They'll seem to take his eye off it, but he'll get that throw. Push there by McManus, slight misjudgment. Well, McManus, again, as I said, was one of the heroes of the other night, but he doesn't seem to be jaded in the slightest. He's as sharp as ever. Back goes Venegoor to Hesselink. Right along the edge of the penalty area. Not the best one in. Way by Donati. Grant Monroe. Barry Wilson just a little bit too quick parting with that. Picked up by Wilson again. He's had a very good game, Wilson. Nobody giving him support inside there. That's opened out, spreading it wide Celtic. There's McGeady, McDonald, Donati started this, and up he comes himself. He has that deceptive shuffle on the ball. McGeady! Well defended though. Grabbed away by McBain. Nikolai chasing, and that's a free kick. Branda. taking his time to pick his man. Nakamura, good support. Wilson, up in time for this. A little bit too heavy with the cross though. Yeah, McGeady's been in a rare form. We'll look at it, just over. McDonald, had that gone to Vinegar or Hesselink, I think it would have finished in the net. I think his header was just a little too deliberate. You could see how he wanted to guide it in, and he gets right off the side of the head. Down to Winus, who's offside. Forward by Naylor as he came up, not effectively though. Boric's save in the first half were just European world class. Winus slips it forward well. That's good play by Inverness. McBain a little bit slow getting that over. Wilson charging after it. Thinks better of that. Wilson again. Nikolai. Tokely. Almost got his head to it. Now Donati. Brown. Wanted that ball played back to him, I think. Good football by both sides, especially from this man there. Nice little ball through the middle. Nikolai, good play. He'll try the shot. That's not a bad effort. Excellent play by the Romanian. Yes, that could have gone in, and he knows it. Just watch the skill in the man. Avoids the defender and lets fly. Just a bit too much angle in it. And Boric really didn't have an earthly for that one. Thought there was a little bit of pushing going on there. Here's Wilson. Not too much in that. Well anticipated though by Caldwell. Caldwell, who reads the game very well. You'll always get support from Naylor coming in this side. Well, that's a kind of passing that opens up a defence. Long and accurate. Nakamura. Donati. Can't clear the ball effectively though. McGeady. Good position by McGeady there. Suddenly find the ball breaking to him. Nice turn though, but too many players in front of him. He had to get the angle on it, and it was too much. A little bit pensive there. Maybe thoughts about Tuesday beginning to intrude on his mind. Who does he play? Will he make any changes? What's the best 11 for this particular game in Donetsk? McDonald. Nakamura! What a strike! I did say earlier on that he flips in and out of the game. Looks as if he's absent at end. Those glorious, magical moments occur, like this one here. The definitive Nakamura strike with vicious swirl in that ball. Seems to cut across it as well. Unsavable. "12 minutes gone and Celtic out of sight." Nikolai tries to get that down. Here's Brown. Nakamura. Bonatti. Played into McDonald. Very good at hustling. Good understanding here. Excellent play. Good defending though. Maguire had to get in very quickly. And Celtic looking as if they've upped the pace significantly. Nakamura with it. Totally right behind it. Magidi might let fly, he's wanting to. And I think the advancing defenders put him off that. See, he rather slices the ball as he hits it. Outside of the foot mostly. Swept away by Donati, changing and switching the play. A little bit too obvious there from Naylor. Well, that's good running by Donati, then McDonald. Must be, yes! Beautiful goal, spread eagling that defence and very good of Hesseling. You could see it coming. And now Inverness are being taken apart. The fourth goal and a glorious one at that. All kinds of running going on here. Superb ball there by McDonald. And in it goes a Celtic, and now beginning to reaffirm their superiority in the most spectacular way. And then Inverness have played decently well. Barry Wilson, free kick. Swept in low and scooped up there. No difficulty to Artur Boruc. Celtic wanting more. Donati going down. There by Gary Caldwell, goalkeeper. Little touch of the Beckenbows there. Black putting it down. Not totally. No chance of Winers picking that up. Just over 15 minutes of this second half gone. And this good football is simply coming naturally to Celtic. I don't think there's any conscious effort to rein in any way. It's just not in the nature. They want more goals. McManus simply enough back. Now Wilson. Up comes Brown. Not been as prominent, Brown, in this match. Nikolai, good support from Tokely, but nobody coming from the left. McDonald offside. Substitution now as Evander Snow is about to come on. And Brown, as I expected, is getting relief. After the efforts of last Wednesday night and what he's put into the game today, not surprisingly, he makes way. And on comes a fresh pair of legs in Evander Snow. Go to Inverness. It's a good effort, I think. That's a corner kick. Collie sent in a nice little cross there, tempting one. Putting Celtic on the back heel just for a moment. Just a little gift to Borat. There goes McGiddy. Evander Snow tries to lay it off. And they could be taken apart now if they don't look out in Inverness. Here's Tokely. Just kept in there on that far side. Wilson. I think he wanted to shoot it goal there, Wilson. Does again, he's going to let fly. I'll put that across. Good play by Wilson. Trying his best to lift his team. Who, if they concede another one, will be thoroughly demoralised, despite the fact that they played some good football. Oh, he tried a little bit of showboating there, didn't come off. Black. Well, I see no harm in trying them from there because, in fact, I think they put too many passes as they came forward into this game. And here's the New Zealand international Chris Killen on now for Jan Vinegar of Hesseling. 25 minutes of the game left. Very good play in midfield by Russell Duncan. There he is, and ruins it. Final ball again, letting he and Inverness down. Donati given plenty space, nobody pressurising him. Here's Coakley, just got in there, stretched to the limit he's been against this man today. Nice one by Naylor, but nobody coming from the right. Here's Wilson though. Tried to get it in towards Killen. Tokley's testimonial year, by the way. Devoted servant to this club. Wilson. Tokley again. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, that's a post. They can't put it in. Dear, oh dear. They've missed so many. There's another shot, and this time Borden's catched it. Still not cleared. Wyner's running out of support though in that Celtic line. Holds up under immense pressure. The final effort there by Nikolai. Celtic on the counter, wouldn't surprise me after all these misses. They conceded another one. Ball out of play. Just watch this, beautiful ball in there, but the mistake there by Caldwell. Off the post it went. And that should have been put away. He's had an outstanding afternoon again. Not had all that much to do, and that's the sign of a good goalkeeper. Wilson is very tight there. Wyner's tries to get a shot in. Good defending by Celtic. Well marshalled, well organised. Slack one that time. Duncan putting it back to Black. And again, easily covered up though by Celtic, and away goes Nakamura. Judge that pass well, McDonald. Goes round the outside, it's an own goal. It looked like Maguire got that final touch there as Celtic make it 5 2 weeks in a row. Fortuitous goal this one, but Maguire coming across, it was hit in powerfully by McDonald, and yes, off Maguire. It's going to be very difficult to stop this ball at all. He sent it across more in hope than anything else, and it paid off for them, and he wonders why it's 5. Well, it's 5 because Celtic have played splendidly, but wondering why his side haven't put the ball in the back of the net with the 3 clear chances they had, and they're still after a touch, the final touch that will matter. Here's Nakamura. Brushed off that ball there, fighting hard for it, overdid it. Buddy Wilson. Wilson in again. 20 minutes left. Nikolai. Oh, Inverness has worked very, very hard to get themselves into shooting positions like that. It's always going to be very difficult because Celtic really have tightened up in the centre of defence. Another substitution, McDonald comes off, and McGowan coming on. Paul McGowan making his debut for Celtic, 19 years of age. Back by Tokely. Towards Inverness. No, that was a risky one. Black. Inverness. Offside. Really have tried their best in Inverness to get something out of this match. Nobody inside him though. Arm used there by Caldwell, free kick. Quickly taken, Barry Wilson pushing on with it. Inverness a little bit slow. Caldwell just simply marked him out of the game. Killen. Nakamura. Just a little bit too hard in that. He had plenty curl in the ball, but overhit. Kept well in by McGeady. Good tackle by Tokely. Can't get the ball away, and it's a free kick, I think. Oh no, it's not. The referee decides it's a throw. Well, yeah, there we are. Ross Tokely was a bit confused about that as well. He thought he was getting the free kick out of it. Snow. Nakamura. Wilson with that support. Nakamura once again will be remembered distinctly for the way he can conjure up a piece of magic with his shooting ability. Fifteen minutes left. That should be a goal kick. Well, Celtic, I did pose the question earlier on about the way Celtic would approach this, you know, that a win of about 3-0 for them would have been satisfactory, but they've never given any indication that they wanted to pull in the horns in any way, even though we have that important week coming up. They just kept going. I think it's instinctive with them. I don't think they can make a conscious effort to be a bit more economical. They just keep coming on. That's a very good ball by Naylor. Nakamura arriving. Beautiful play there, just past McGeady. I think again if that had fallen to Killen, it would have gone in the back, but he snuck in there, trying to put that away. With 14 minutes of the game remaining, another substitution. Rankin is coming on. And Barry Wilson, who I thought has had an excellent game, comes off.
Substitution for the Inverness County offers number 7 Barry Wilson, player on 24 John Rankin.
Up once again there by Curry. Curry again. Winers slipping. Nicely cut off. McGeady picked up by Maguire. Unfortunately scoring that own goal. Oh, there was a bit of deflection there, but at least Ian Black got his shot in. Donati. So Nakamura way on the other side, hovering, picks it up well. Killen wanted in for that. So did the youngster. Snow getting in heavily. Once again, good possession football by Inverness. They've always played that kind of way, but I think they've suffered because they've been a bit open at the back. Black. Duncan. Tokely wants it. Black. That's good play. Played out there, Nikolai. There's a substitute. Oh, that's just passed again. That was excellent play. When that ball was played across there, just nudged away again. I think they've deserved at least one goal out of this. Snapped up there by Snow. Celtic certainly playing well within themselves now. Wilson was loose away on that right-hand side, screaming for a pass. 10 minutes remaining. He gets it this time. Beautifully brought down. Corner kick. Wonderful ball there by Donati. lot of curl in it. Oh, McGeady again, desperate to get a goal. Just underneath it, but in the right position. Free kick. Too many Celtic defenders there. McManus is almost difficult to pass with a ball like that. Coakley another. Once again it's cleared and so near. Offside. Winus again very close to that as that ball was swept across goal. Well, that's a gift. Here's the youngster, Paul McGowan. Plays it out nicely. Snow! Oh, you could tell that would have snow on it when it came back down. Goal kick. Youngster played very well to get in the thick of play all the same. McGowan. Nikolai clipped that through very well. Black, Tokley. Can it be laid off? It is. And again he misses it, Nikolai. No, that was Don Cowie this time. It was Cowie come up and fired that across. And they have set up some excellent chances for themselves. That time it was Cowie getting that opportunity from that diagonal ball. And he comes off now, Proctor coming on. Nikolai. There's a chase on now, Proctor. Trying to get to the outside. Free kick. Well covered there by Naylor. Charging after it. Over enthusiastic. 5 minutes left. Another substitution. McDonald is coming on for Inverness. Winus coming off.
Substitution for Inverness Celtic off is 19, Dennis Winus, and the player on is 21, Dean McDonald.
Donald didn't have an appetite to go for that. Proctor. Well played there. Donati coming back. Now McGeady. Taken by Tokley. Nikolai. Well, Snow, now the kind of linchpin in midfield, intercepting, tried to transfer the play. Didn't quite come off that time. Caldwell. Well, as I said, Inverness have created some chances with some very neat possession football. But Celtic have been the masters, no question about that. Upping the ante when required. And now just seeing out time for the final whistle. Killen. Donati, first touch is good. McGowan. Naylor gets in. Goalkeeper should clear this. Good clearance by Caldwell, getting a set to it well. Proctor still with it. Good ball inside. Nikolai must let fly again. And too many defenders coming up. Snow was in the way. Well, it's one of the great dilemmas of Scottish football. How do you play against Celtic at their home ground? Lying back, as I said, that some clubs try it and have done. Some clubs like Inverness have come to play some attractive football, and they've been put to the sword as well. So I'm not quite sure how to work the formula out to get away with any kind of result. But all credit to Inverness. I'd like to see an open game of football, and that's what we've had. Killen. Here's McGiddy. That's a beautiful ball. Nakamura in this dangerous position. Wilson must let fly. Not as bad as saying it's a fullback's effort, because he had to take it first time. And that's exactly what he did. Just about a couple of minutes left. Perhaps even less than that now. I don't think there's going to be much stoppage time. Neatly taken by McGowan. On to Nakamura. Beautifully played round by Donati. Away come Inverness though. Have they got the pace to make it count? Nikolai. Donati comes back. Nikolai's play this afternoon has been very neat, but running up against a man who's schemed away for Celtic in midfield successfully, that's not a bad ball, and that is an arm used. Free kick.
The referee has added on 1 minute. 1 minute's been added.
Long and high. McManus inevitably getting behind that with his head. Very rarely beaten in a situation like that. Out to Boric. People now screaming out of Celtic Park, and have been for the last 15 minutes, I think. The game well over. Was McGowan. Really has fitted in very well, McGowan. Donati. Snow. Tucked away. Final whistle should go any second, and in fact it does. To loud applause from the Celtic support here, and Celtic are in great spirit and form to go to the Ukraine, having now scored 15 goals in the last 3 league games. You can't get better than that. They go with great confidence, and can I say, as a football match, again, credit to Inverness for the way they played an open game, bringing out the best in Boric at times. They deserved a goal in that, with Celtic were the masters. The final score, Celtic 5, Inverness 0.